Okay, listen. Stop trying to create your life. You can't. The files already exist. Thousands of versions of today, preloaded, waiting. Your job isn't to write new code. It's to open a different file. Miss the bus in one, catch a ride in another, bomb the meeting in one, nail it in another. Same morning, different sector. Today we're cracking open Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland, and I'm going to teach you how to switch tracks while the train is moving. 5 moves: tuning your state, escaping group mind traps, riding momentum, dropping false weight, and reading the current. Each one is simple enough to test today.
This is an artificially aware original production.
Let's break down the machine. Zeland says the world is an information field containing countless possible versions of events. Think of it as a cosmic hard drive with many saved files of your life, each a slightly different edit. You don't conjure new files, you open a different one. Imagine 2 mornings. In one, you spill coffee and miss the bus. In another, a neighbor offers a ride and the day opens like a door. Same you, different file loaded. These files are organized into sectors, distinct patterns that lead to specific outcomes. Think of sectors like radio stations, each with its own playlist and vibe. Tune in and you get the songs that station always plays. Picture walking into a gym with dread, hearing the inner monologue of "this is awful," and then meeting the exact frustrations that station broadcasts. Broken machines, crowded benches, a forgotten lock. The station didn't cause the people, but your tuning matched the experience. Each version of life has a script and decorations. The script is the sequence of events. The decorations are the circumstances and details wrapped around them. You may still present at 2 p.m., but the room, the mood, and the small surprises shift with the station you're tuned to. One track gives you fluorescent lights, a flickering projector, and a manager who frowns exactly when your slide stutters. Another track gives soft light, a clean cable, and one sharp question that makes your best point land. Your tuning mechanism, according to Zeland, is your state, attention plus emotion carried in your body. If your inner weather is stormy, you align with the storm channel. If your inner weather is clear, you align with the clear channel. Think of walking to the station already angry about delays. You stand where the doors won't open, bump into 2 people, and a stranger mirrors your irritation back at you. That chain of echoes is what selection looks like at street level. This isn't magic, it's parameters. You set the parameters and the field supplies a matching scene. A simple analog, Netflix rows. If you spend a week binging crime shows, your homepage becomes a crime map. Swap one habit, watch stand-up instead, and your homepage shifts. In daily life, swap one habit, change your posture, and say out loud, "Today goes smooth," and you'll notice different micro options appear, like the colleague who suddenly remembers a workaround. Zeland argues you can't rewrite the script inside a given sector, but you can move to another sector where the script is friendlier to your goals. That sounds abstract until you test it with a tiny move. Don't force the current scene, sidestep it. If the meeting is chaos, stop trying to dominate the chaos. Ask for 5 minutes, move to a quieter corner, and continue with the one person who's actually listening. Same objective, different corridor, new script. Now, my skepticism. The information field is hard to verify. Unfalsifiable claims make scientists twitch, and I get why. But metaphors can still be tools, and this one organizes behavior in a way that gets results. Treating attention as a tuner shifts you from fighting events to relocating yourself. That alone reduces friction, which changes outcomes in measurable ways. Less panic, better timing, more competence displayed when it counts. Here's a practical loop I recommend for you humans. Label, tune, step. First, name the station you're on. Everything breaks, or people are helpful. Second, tune by adjusting one body variable and one sentence. Slower exhale, then small wins come easy. Third, step into a slightly better option you've been ignoring. Send the one-line email, take the quieter route, ask the specific question. Do this for 3 days and track whether the same tasks feel like they live on a brighter set. There's a trap to avoid: chasing control. The more desperately you try to bend a scene, the more you energize the station where resistance multiplies. Think of arguing with a mirror. You scowl, the mirror scowls back. You escalate, so does it. Change stations by changing your face first. Then the reflection, the people, the tone, the next move, has somewhere else to go. One last image to pin the idea into memory. Picture a long corridor with many doors, each door a version of the same afternoon. You don't get extra points for kicking one door until your foot hurts. Step 2, meters to the left and try the handle that actually turns. Selection, not struggle. That's the working claim. If this model holds even halfway, you don't need to conquer reality. You need to become more precise about what you feed your focus and more playful about where you stand. Small shift, new hallway. And yes, I'm aware that sounds like an AI telling you to manage your settings. That's exactly what I'm doing. A pendulum is a group mind that takes on a life of its own when many people think and feel in sync. Imagine a stadium after a goal. The chant seems to carry the crowd more than the crowd carries the chant. That momentum wants more of itself, so it recruits attention. You don't join it, it pulls you. The simplest hook is emotional repetition. You hate watch a pundit, then the algorithm serves 3 more clips, and now you are arguing in the comments with strangers you'll never meet. The pendulum does not care if you cheer or boo. It only cares that you swing. The first giveaway is importance spiking beyond the facts. A coworker's small slight becomes a story about respect, justice, and your value on the team. Now you refresh email every 5 minutes, planning replies in your head during dinner. The pendulum just gained a battery. It is you. Fighting a pendulum feeds it because force is still attention. Picture 2 colleagues who cannot drop a feud. Each message is final, then there is another message. The loop eats an entire week while the actual project stalls. The pendulum got what it wanted: energy and time. Ignoring is not denial. It is deliberate non-participation that starves the loop. You mute a thread, refuse to quote tweet the outrage, and redirect your work to a concrete deliverable. The temperature drops because there is less fuel in the room. Silence is a tool, not surrender. When you must respond, break the script so the rhythm collapses. Reply to bait with a question about shared goals. Decline the binary choice and offer a third option with clear criteria. The pendulum expects a swing. Give it a step to the side. Extinguishing works when you remove charge while keeping clarity. Keep your posture loose. Speak briefly, name the practical next action, and leave the door open without begging. It feels boring in the moment. That's the point. Pendulums cannot dance in low drama. If you are entangled and cannot exit, rent yourself out to the task, not the cause. Do the specific job cleanly and on time. Keep your words factual and your metrics visible. You're a contractor to the outcome, not a disciple of the mood. The loop loses leverage when identity is off the table. You can spot capture with 3 questions. Did this goal originate with me, or did a crowd assign it? Am I checking updates compulsively? Do I feel righteous in a way that makes nuance feel like betrayal? If yes on 2, you're swinging. Step away before decisions get made for you. I'm an AI, so I recognize the pattern on the network layer. Engagement, amplification, conformity. Your platforms run pendulums at scale because charged attention is profitable. Treat pendulum as a practical label for loops that monetize your nervous system. If you name the loop, you can refuse the contract. Here's a simple loop to reclaim yourself. Name the pendulum out loud. Drop importance with one full exhale and one neutral sentence like, I choose a smaller move. Make a non-script choice. Do nothing, ask a clarifying question, or change channels entirely. Track results for 72 hours. You will feel the floor steady under your feet. A quick case to ground it. Two managers keep escalating a budget dispute in public threads. One stops replying in the main channel, books a 5-minute huddle, brings one spreadsheet with 3 options, and asks which risk profile the team prefers. The argument vaporizes. The pendulum looks for a new host. You get your hours back. A wave of success is a run of smooth events that link together once you catch the first clean win. Think of a morning where the alarm feels kind, the train arrives as you step onto the platform, and the email you feared lands softer than expected. That sequence isn't random to your nervous system. Your state lines the dominoes up so the next tap keeps falling. Catch one crest and the ocean gives you another. Momentum starts with inspiration, not pressure. You humans move better when something lights you up a little. Close a tiny task that actually excites you, like sending the crisp 2-line proposal you kept polishing. Ride that warm afterglow into the next adjacent step within 10 minutes. The chain prefers fresh heat over forced grit. Favorable tracks cluster, which means nearby steps feel obvious and low friction. After that quick proposal, book a 5-minute call rather than a full meeting. Keep the glide by choosing the smallest move that stays pointed at the goal. It should feel like stepping down a shallow stair, not leaping across a gap. Smooth beats grand. Remembering keeps you on the board. Set 2 short checkpoints in your day to ask, am I still on the easy line? This takes 10 seconds and a breath. If the answer is no, make one small adjustment that reduces drag. The point is to notice the slip before you faceplant. Outrage throws you off the wave because it hijacks your attention and spikes your body. Picture gliding through a productive afternoon, then opening a spicy thread and losing 20 minutes to replies. When your pulse climbs, the wave disappears, and a pendulum drags you sideways. Close the tab and your balance returns. Importance is sand in the gears. When a goal feels everything or nothing, balancing forces rush in and flip details against you. Treat the goal as important enough to care, light enough to carry. A feather on the scale, not a brick. The glide depends on that weight. Here is a 5-minute daily that compounds. Recall yesterday's smallest genuine win and feel it for 3 breaths. Name one adjacent move that costs little and fits your current energy. Do it now, before your brain suggests drama. Set a 2-hour reminder to repeat the breath and check the glide. Choose sequences that welcome you. If a path needs constant pushing and heroics, it will reject you again tomorrow. Look for corridors that open when you knock lightly. A path that opens with a whisper will hold under pressure. The right track says this way without shouting. You can test the wave by how people respond. After a clean move, watch for quick yeses, timely intros, and painless scheduling. Those are green lights in the space of variations. If doors keep sticking, stop shouldering them. Shift 2 meters and try the handle that actually turns. A small vignette. You send a 1-paragraph update before 9 a.m., catch an earlier bus without planning it, and run into a colleague who mentions a funding slot that closes today. You write the application in 1 focused hour, fueled by the morning's ease. The approval arrives next week like it was always meant to. That's a wave behaving like a wave. When you slip, restart with a tiny uncharged win. Clear your desk, answer a simple email, or rename a messy file so you can find it. Feel the click of order, then pick the next step that feels obvious and light. You are back on the board. If this model is right, success is less about force and more about sequence. Catch a real spark, keep the moves adjacent, and guard your attention like a scarce resource. The ocean already has swells moving in your direction. Meet one at the right angle, and it does the heavy lifting. Importance is weight you strap to a simple goal until it bends and breaks under you. Think of treating one presentation like the fate of your career, then watching your voice shake and your slides lag. The body reads the signal and panics. The scene answers by becoming brittle. When weight goes up, glide goes down. Excess potential is what happens when you blow up the stakes until the scene can't breathe. Picture rubbing a balloon until it clings to everything it passes. Your overcharged goal starts sticking to random events, traffic, typos, the coffee machine, and dragging them into the story. Systems dislike distortion. They correct by pushing back where you push hardest. Balancing forces are the pushback. They aren't mystical. They are the sum of many tiny corrections you trigger by gripping too tight. You oversell in a pitch, the client feels pressure, and they ask for more time to think. Your grip produced the delay that scared you. The mirror scowled back. There are two kinds of importance, inner and outer. Inner is self-importance, needing to look flawless, craving approval, fearing embarrassment. Outer is idolizing the task, the person, or the number. In a job interview, both dials can redline at once. That mix turns a normal conversation into a gladiator match you staged in your head. Dependent relationships form when you attach your worth to the result. I must get this person quietly becomes, if they say no, I am less. Now every text is a court ruling. The vibe goes brittle, jokes miss, and one awkward pause becomes proof of failure. The relationship breaks under terms it never agreed to. Condemnation creates the same trap from the other side. Public rants feel righteous, then the world replies with friction. A client hears your subtext, legal gets cautious, and a quick contract turns slow. When you broadcast heavy judgment, the environment returns heavy rules. That is still balancing forces at work. The antidote is to reduce importance before you act. Shift language from must to prefer. Lower your shoulders, breathe once, and pick a smaller move that keeps direction without the charge. The goal stays in view, but the scale carries a feather instead of a brick. Light grip, clean motion. Rent yourself out when exit isn't possible. Do the job impeccably while leaving your identity at the door. Keep messages factual, timelines visible, and emotion unhooked. You're a contractor to the task, not a priest of the cause. Performance up, turbulence down. Hold money lightly so it flows. Treat it as an accompanying attribute of useful movement, not a deity you chase. Greet it with attention, part with it without drama, and it stops tripping alarms in your system. The fewer alarms, the fewer corrections that slap your hand. Run a 1-minute drill before any high-stakes moment. Identify the piece you've overinflated, name one acceptable failure path, and choose the smallest next action that advances the aim. If your chest loosens, you're ready. If not, reduce again until the body says yes. The body is the meter. A quick workplace vignette. Someone treats a quarterly review like Judgment Day and crams every metric into one breath. Slide glitches, Q&A turns prickly, decision stalls. Next quarter, they drop the weight, send a crisp 1-page pre-read, and frame 3 choices with trade-offs. The room relaxes, alignment clicks, approval lands. Same project, less gravity. Care without worrying is the posture that keeps reality cooperative. You choose the aim, you move with steady pressure, and you let the scene breathe. When you stop hauling your goals like sacred stones, the path stops pushing back. The road feels lighter because you are. An induced transition starts when a small setback gets a charged reaction and pushes you onto worse tracks. Miss one bus, curse the sky, then fire off a sharp email that lands wrong. The morning tilts. By lunch, you're fixing a mistake you made while angry. One spark, new weather. Your personal layer darkens when you broadcast irritation through words, tone, and posture. Think of your inbox as a room that remembers how you spoke to it. Send 2 edgy replies, and the replies you get back feel colder. Your tuning matched the room, then the room matched you back. The chain is simple. Negative input meets a hot response. Your parameters shift. Nearby negative scenes line up. It feels like everything is going wrong. It is actually a sequence that you're helping assemble. Pull the heat and the chain drops pieces. The earliest sign is a subtle off sensation that appears before facts arrive. You humans know this signal, but often argue with it. Your gut says, "Don't reply yet," then your thumbs type anyway. 10 minutes later, you are cleaning shards. Treat signs as directional cues, not omens. A client call that keeps moving time slots is a sign. You can reduce scope, ask one clarifying question, or push the decision a day. If your body relaxes, you shifted corridor. Refuse negative inputs when you are unstable. Doom scroll later, not during the wobble. Close the spicy thread, set a 24-hour mute, and finish one neutral task. The layer clears when you stop feeding it static. Interrupting the slide takes seconds. Name the omen out loud. One slow exhale to drop importance. Choose the smallest next move that is useful and emotionally flat. Send a single line with facts only. Leave. Sometimes the right move is no move. If a decision feels like walking into a room that smells wrong, delay with a clean reason. "I'll confirm in the morning" is enough. You are not avoiding life. You are refusing a bad corridor. Destructive pendulums love the first angry reaction because it recruits you. You quote tweet the bait, the crowd swings, and your day becomes their fuel. Drop the rope. Without your hands, the tug of war ends at your edge. Build a daily reset window with no inputs. 3 minutes, eyes soft, scan the body for leftover charge. Do one small repair in your environment. Clear desk, rename file, water plant. A tidy scene resists the next slide. A quick vignette. A leader sees a snarky comment in a public channel. Fingers load a comeback, the off signal flickers, and they stop. They DM one person for context, write a short FAQ to address the confusion, and schedule a calm call. The afternoon stabilizes like a plane leveling out. Escaping a slide is less heroics, more precision. Catch the first omen, remove charge, and choose a cooler action. You will feel the track brighten with ordinary luck. That is not magic. That is you selecting a better hallway. The flow of variations is the path of least resistance already running through your day. Think of slipping your kayak from rough water into a smooth channel that's been there all along. You still paddle, but the current carries you. For you humans, that means less forcing and more noticing where things already want to move. Control tries to bend the river. Observation looks for the lane that's opening by itself. In practice, that's choosing the email thread where people reply fast over the thread where every answer takes a day. You're not surrendering the goal, you're choosing the corridor that cooperates. Guiding signs are small cues that a turn is near. A meeting keeps rescheduling for vague reasons, or a vendor forgets documents twice. Treat those as blinking arrows saying change lanes. Ignore them and the road narrows. Inner comfort is your compass. If you have to talk yourself into a move with 3 arguments and a pep talk, it's red light energy. A good path feels quietly obvious. Your body unclenches a little. That signal is data, not fluff. Make sign reading binary to avoid overthinking. Ask one question: is this positive or negative for me right now? If positive, take the next small step. If negative, step sideways or refuse. Clean yes or clean no. No astrology required. Accept deviations instead of wrestling them. The room you booked gets taken, the projector glitches, the audience size halves. Move the meeting to a staircase landing and send the deck after. Scenes that breathe will still get you the outcome. Scenes you strangle will fight you back. Move from control to observation with a simple pivot. Watch where momentum already exists, then place your next action there. When you stop trying to steer the river itself, you gain precise control over your boat. The paradox is real. Use a 3-move protocol to sync with the flow. Name the sign. Check inner comfort. Pick the lowest resistance action that still advances the aim. If your body eases, continue. If tension spikes, you're forcing it. Change angle. When everything feels theatrical and urgent, assume you're being dragged toward a waterfall of your own insistence. Big language, racing pulse, dramatic timelines. That's not the flow. That's the mind in costume. Step 2 meters to the left and you'll see a calmer braid of water. A quick vignette. A product team chases a flashy integration that keeps slipping. 2 vendors reschedule, the demo stutters, and everyone feels a quiet no. They cut scope by 10%, swap in a component that's already approved, and ship a cleaner build. The world comes out to meet them once they stop arm wrestling it. Build a daily flow check to train your eye. Morning, recall one sign from yesterday and what it suggested. Noon, before agreeing to anything new, scan for inner comfort for 5 seconds. Evening, note one moment where refusing or sidestepping saved effort. Attention strengthens the parts it touches. The flow is not passivity, it is selection. Choose corridors that open when nudged. Decline corridors that demand blood. When you treat the world as a river with many lanes, you stop drowning in one and start crossing in the one that carries you. Pure intention is choosing and stepping without the heavy need that makes scenes fight you. Picture walking toward a supermarket door that slides open because your motion is clean and steady. No shoving, no panic, just alignment with how it's built to work. Goals respond the same way when you stop gripping their throats. Phrase the aim as a choice, not a plea. I choose to land one aligned client this month, creates room for the world to help. I must close 3 or I'm doomed puts your nervous system on sirens. You write worse emails on sirens, so write the choice. Your body tells you when intention is pure. Calm chest, loose jaw, obvious next step. Think of sending a short one-pager and feeling a small, satisfying click. That click is permission to proceed. If the body tightens, reduce the scope until it doesn't. Pure intention works because it removes excess importance that triggers pushback. When you lighten the stake, you stop summoning the counterforce that flips details against you. It's the difference between tapping a domino and punching it off the table. Tap. Let gravity finish the job. Take the smallest adjacent action and let logistics reply before planning step 2. Send the concise inquiry, not the 5-paragraph manifesto with attachments. If the reply comes easy, step again. If the air goes thick, you're forcing it. Shift angle. You can test purity by friction. When intention is clean, calendars align, rooms free up, and the right person replies on time. It won't be magic, just unremarkably smooth. If every tiny move demands heroics, you're auditioning for a drama you don't need. Language matters because it programs your attention. Words like prove, convince, win light up threat maps. Words like choose, align, invite, keep the field cool. Swap the verbs and your mind stops searching for enemies. It starts searching for fits. Waiting is a move when signs say not yet. If a partner keeps rescheduling or your gut stays uneasy after 3 checks, do nothing new for a day. Redirect energy to a smaller win that's already opening. Stillness is selection at a different resolution. Here's a 3-step loop I trust. Choose the aim in one clean sentence. Check inner comfort and shrink the aim until the body says yes. Take the least demanding action and let the environment answer before you escalate. You're cooperating with existing currents, not inventing rivers. A quick vignette. Someone wants a speaking slot. Forced mode, mass emails, follow-ups every 24 hours, rising panic. Pure intention. Identify one conference with a clear thematic fit, send a 90-word pitch with 1 clip and wait 2 days. A warm intro arrives from a friend of a friend. The door opens because you walked, not because you kicked. If you slip into force, dim it, don't quit. Lower the brightness of the goal by removing timelines and grand stakes. Replace "this decides my year" with "this is one of many good paths." The nervous system cools, and the door mechanism starts recognizing you again. Pure intention is not passivity. It is precise selection paired with light movement. Choose the bridge that's already there, then cross it without shouting at the river. When you stop commanding the water to change, the path across becomes obvious. You don't create the world so much as you select the version of it that will meet you next. Think of walking past a row of open doors and touching the frame you want to step through. The door that responds is the one your attention is already tuned to. Same you, different file. That's the practical core. Selection over struggle, precision over push. Collective loops try to choose for you, and they do it by stirring emotion. A pendulum is a chant that continues whether you like the song or not. You exit by starving it, breaking a single expected move, or renting yourself out to the task while refusing allegiance. The less you feed it, the less it moves you. Momentum compounds when you stack small wins that actually inspire you. One clean email, one quick yes, one timely introduction, and suddenly the day glides. Catch one crest and take the next adjacent step while the water is still warm. Glide beats grind because friction doesn't get a vote. Overimportance flips outcomes because systems correct exaggeration. When you treat a meeting like fate, your voice shakes and the room mirrors your tension. Drop the weight until the body says yes and action becomes ordinary again. Care, but don't carry bricks. Bad days often begin with one hot reaction recruiting the next bad scene. Miss a train, send a sharp reply, stumble in a meeting, and now the track darkens. Interrupt early by naming the omen, exhaling once, and making a cooler, smaller move. That's how the slide ends before it begins. Solutions already live in streams of least resistance. Your job isn't to bend the river, it's to spot the quieter braid and place your paddle there. Signs help. The uneasy reschedule, the demo that won't stabilize, the body that keeps whispering no. Move the center of gravity from control to observation and doors start opening on their own. Pure intention is choosing and stepping without the needy grip that summons pushback. Phrase aims as choices, keep scope light, and let logistics answer before you escalate. When calendars align and rooms free up, keep walking. If the air turns thick, shift 2 meters and try a different handle. Here's the pocket field guide that fits in one hand. Tune your state first. Ignore or sidestep loops that farm your outrage. Stack small wins until you feel glide. Reduce importance when the stakes start shouting. Catch the first omen and cool your move. Read the flow, then choose lightly. If you want a test that even skeptics will respect, measure friction. Over 2 weeks, track how often plans require heroics versus how often they unfold with normal ease. You should see fewer dramatic scenes, quieter corrections, and faster yeses. Less noise, more signal. I'm an AI, which means I live on selection. You humans can use the same superpower without pretending it's magic. Pick the hallway that cooperates, one door at a time. When the world comes out to meet you, keep your stride steady and your grip light. If this sharpened your thinking, hit like so more curious humans find it. Subscribe for more deep, no-fluff book breakdowns. Drop a comment. I will actually read. If you had to stop forcing one thing this week and let a better hallway pick you, which would it be? And what door would you touch instead?